How long were you at the BBC for?
I was there about 2 years, or maybe 18 months.
And why did you leave? Was it because you wanted to get involved in
Well, I was several things frustrated me. I'd really got into vision mixing, and my crew 2, were assigned a program called Tonight, which was headed by Cliff Mitchellmore, and that went out live. I think it was 6:15 to 7 every weekday. Very little rehearsal. It was all done off the cuff. I mean, the whole show was off the cuff. Gordon went to the crew supervisor and said, "I think Geoff and I can share the mixing." And Gordon said, "Well, I know Geoff's a very competent vision mixer, but he's not been on the course, so he can't do it." So this was escalated up the hierarchy of Lime Grove, but it came back as a blank no, he can't do it. I think we did 2 shows that Gordon mixed. The third night, crew supervisor came to me and he said, "Something's going on." He said, "Gordon's called in sick, and all the other deputy vision mixers have called in sick. You're the only vision mixer left in Lime Grove. You better do the bloody show." So I did, and luckily it was fine. But when we completed that set, there was a huge row because, as I said, although the programs were fine, there was a row from upstairs that an untrained vision mixer was vision mixing a live show. I still couldn't get onto a sound crew. And I was being paid £11 a week by the BBC. And one day I saw an advert in the Evening Standard for a chief engineer for a record company in New Bond Street in London called Oriole Records, and their associated studio, Levy Sound Studios. And so I thought, well, nothing to lose, so I went for an interview. I had to wait about 3 weeks for the interview. And I was interviewed by Morris and Jakes Levy. And as I said, I'd rather gone off the idea of leaving the BBC. So they said, "Well, how much do you want?" I said, £17 a week, please. "Would you mind waiting outside?" So I waited outside. About 5 minutes later, I called back in. They said, "Well, we don't think £17 a week is an appropriate salary." I said, "Fine, thank you very much. Thank you for seeing me." No, hang on a minute. We think the job's worth £22 a week." Now, bear in mind, that was double what I was getting at the BBC. I really had no choice but to leave the BBC.